Previously on Kimba TV.
Y'all learning? Look, what do we always say about Retail Arena? This is the short and this is the long, right? Unless it does something like this or something like this. So on that structure change, right? So instead of it breaking back down, it does that. On structure change, bullish, bearish. Until that happens, that's what you do. Classic basic strategy, boy. Remember this? We have PCE later. If this comes back like this, is that good down there? Yeah, so if we have a little bit of a pullback, I think that's a nice little long. Yeah, maybe it could swing fail this, but I would prefer it not. So probably something like this. If it comes back here, easy long. Okay, let's get this show on the road here. How y'all doing? A little bit of a shorter stream today. 926. Ooh, lots of confluence down there. Okay, so we have the value area high. PDQ is 93985. Hey, bummer on the Sol though. I got stopped out on the Sol already last night. But that's okay. At least the ETH is going. Yeah, I got stopped. I didn't re-enter. But there was somebody that I was kind of explaining all this shit to yesterday, where you would want to wait for the bullish retest. I don't know if there were a couple of opportunities to get in here. So got stopped out on Sol. ETH is still running. So maybe we'll try to catch this again, especially if it has another pullback on Biddy. All right. I got a work call in about 45 minutes. So I got that I got to do, and then a little bit of a shorter stream today. I'll probably dip around 12, 1 o'clock, something like that. All right. Sato longing ETH. Fuck. Are we counter trading him? I thought we would be losing, but how are we winning? What the fuck? He's longing ETH. Should we TP? Man, we fucking spent all day, all night waiting for this VWAP. And we long that. How is he gonna fucking long now? Well, I hope it works. Goofy. I mean, Bitcoin's still bullish, so Bitcoin we wanted to go. Maybe ETH, if Bitcoin doesn't have a pullback and Bitcoin just goes, then maybe ETH just rips straight to 4100. Andy says, yeah, that VWAP juice, we babysat that for hours. Yes, yes, yes. Any questions, Andy? Pretty straightforward, pretty easy today. So Bitcoin, Bellagio. Yeah, and if it has a pullback to like, god damn, it would be so nice to get a pullback all the way down here. I doubt we would get it. Also a possibility that it could sweep this too. So that easy long, this easy long. All right. If we missed it because VWAP is holding, then short probably around here type of thing. All right. Nice structure though. All right, so that would be an easy long. That would be an easy long. Small chance we might have missed it. VWAP holding that thing. So yeah. So really no short until at least the single print. Would like that too, but now it kind of depends on if it grabs this or not. If we grab this first and then we go, then short here. All right, any questions? You guys Gucci? We are now, I mean, pretty simple stuff, right? We always talk about it. You want to short the deviations, you want to long the deviations. So now we're back in retail arena, and as long as we get this, that's why I would kind of like a pullback down here and get another easy little long, but you'd be expecting for a rotation to the other side. So the first resistance is your single print up there. All right. Yeah, so let's see what happens. I think it's pretty straightforward though. The data is the data. So we got the RTH gap, we got the unemployment the unemployment and the GDP that just came out, and then we got PCE in about 2 hours and change. So pretty nice little bing bong ding dong day, ladies and gentlemen. If there's any sort of like pullback, easy long, swing fail, that's an easy long. Short, we would look for here or still up there, but this is going to start to look interesting if this actually ends up holding, because this was like value. So it's kind of cool that it actually bounced off of value. So this little cluster right here. All right, Y6 says, I would love that swing fail, not gonna lie. Yeah, the only problem is you don't want it to really go lower than settlement, right? If you're gonna have it bounce from an RTH gap. Have you noticed that when there's a gap and it actually crosses the settlement, it'll close it? So yeah, like for me, I would love something like, too bad the VWAP isn't there. Maybe value. Yeah, but actually you might not even go any lower than the point of control. So we'll see. I don't even know if it's gonna pull back. We might have missed it. We better be juicing like a motherfucker, boy. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Coke Zero says, I still have a tiny position from 91160, but would you consider to re-enter in a retrace for a long? Yes, and make sure you get caught up on the 15-second alpha TA that we did, Coke Zero. If it pulls back, easy long. Easy long. If it went back like this, I would love it. You got to be thinking like point of control is possible with secondary VWAP, and then obviously the value area low and the daily open and the settlement getting tapped is a pretty classic move, right? Tap and go. So yeah, anything like this, I 100% would take a long. Yeah, and then a swing fail pattern here is also a potential long too. But that would be a little bit worse because you would be losing settlement. Every single time it pierces settlement, it kind of does the opposite, right? So yeah, I would love to actually take a long here. Something like this. Now that we've kind of gotten to see the like the value and the data build up, and we'll see if this wants to, so it looks like a classic like bing bong, ding dong. Like that. So I don't know if we missed the long, like this long scalp this morning, because it's reacting really well at VWAP. So the scalp long this morning, we might have already missed it. Yeah, so what an amazing week. What an amazing day. I hope you guys are juicing. Yeah, man, I'm still gonna stream tomorrow real quick. It'll be a laptop stream. And I'll also be here Friday as well. So just because it's, you know, holiday and family time doesn't mean that we're completely absent from the markets, but it'll be short, it'll be quick, just like today. All right. Did you guys enjoy the 15-second alpha TA? How many people were here for the 15-second alpha TA? And you guys have any questions? I actually saw somebody being like, what do you mean it's bullish? If you genuinely did not know that it was bullish, let me know and we can talk about it. There are, you know, concepts like you're back in retail arena. You've got RTH gap to the downside, which means that it would be bullish as long as it doesn't spend time, you know, inside it. You have a whole bunch of shorts ready to cut your Shiba. All right. So, you know, for me, I can't tell you if this VWAP is going to hold. You guys heard me when I said, oh, fuck, maybe we missed it. But if it had come to this point of control, or if it was a daily open settlement retest, for auto long this bitch, you know, I would have been ready to long that. I would have been ready to long that. And I definitely would have been ready to long that swing fail, like we said in the morning. All right, so you got to start with identifying levels and just kind of going with your bias. But pretty cool stuff, right? VWAP held. And that's what we were aiming for, right? So depending on what the data looks like, because you got to look at the data. You can't just blindly long the VWAP. You can't just blindly long the point of control. You can't just blindly long settlement. You got to make sure that the data looks good. So we're not going to blind short that, but it would be interesting to see what the reaction is like. If you're going to take a short, it's either here or here, depending on the data, right? Says Kimba, would you be more inclined to short there and keep your longs or treat this more as a hedge? I don't know yet. Because the problem is I thought by now, at least past the 0.5, we would have seen shorts get squeezed. I thought that when we broke 0.5 and that VWAP right there, we would have had a bunch of shorts stopping out. What the fuck? Yeah, so it's a little bit tricky. So still, let's keep an eye on VWAP. Okay, we might actually have something like this. All right, Alpizi. I will probably close the whole long because it's biddy, and just go short on biddy if I want to go short. I'm not like really trying to be perfect with biddy though. You feel me, LPZ? I'm not really trying to like nail biddy trades because I feel like we already nailed it. We've been talking about longing since 53.50, right? And so now that we're at 96, 100, hundo, like my job with Bitcoin is done. Like all of the hard work was to long the 53, the 55, the 57, the 60s, the 70s, even the 80s. So as we are, anything between 90 and 100, the top 10% of the price action of all time high, I'm not really like nitpicky with it. If it gets out of that and it goes to like 86 or 76, then I'll try hard to get on Bitcoin. But like I've been planning and like I've been saying for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks, my main focus now is just getting into longs on altcoins. That's it, LPZ. And like do you know how much I'm up on DOT? You must know how much I'm up on DOT. Do you know how much I'm up on TAO? And I'm not even including the spot buys. Do you know how much I'm up on AR right now? So I'm up, like just the DOT position alone, I'm up more than 10 trades that I could trade on Bitcoin. So whether I short Bitcoin for another $3,000 move or I get a Bitcoin long, for another $3,000 move up, it's not necessarily my biggest priority. Okay, I rather put in my time and effort to get the DOT long from $4.50 and get this bitch to $55. I rather put in the time and get that TAO long from $400 and $350 and take this bitch to $1,500. We all did it together, right, chat? But how many days did we have to wait for the AR? Pixel perfect long on AR. Yeah, so I'm not really too picky about Biddy. We were obsessing and tryharding here, right? Now it's altcoin time. So I'll probably close the whole thing and attempt to short up there, LPZ. I'm not really like trying to necessarily be perfect on, because my Bitcoin spot bag is so big that if Bitcoin goes to 150 or 200, I won't miss out on any juice, even if I have no derivative positions. Rather, if Bitcoin goes to 150 or 200K, all my altcoins are juicing, right? Way harder than the Bitcoin long that could have been. So, to answer your question, LPZ, it won't be a hedge. I'll probably close the whole thing and I'll take it individually. What I'm really trying to do is get into altcoin longs. All right. So just like with Bitcoin and how we prepared and planned all of those weeks and months, I'm doing the same thing. Let me know if you guys have any questions, man.
Latuche, motherfucker, the math is the math.
Nazar says, do you have a nerd out on VWAP placement? Every day I get that question. So, like even yesterday, I spoke about it, Nazar. If you go and nerd out, you're going to learn about them. All right. So it's very similar to how you really anchor anything. Like, how do you know which, fib to anchor it to? Right? Like how do you know if it's this low that you should anchor the fib to get a fib like that? Or should you be doing it all the way down here? You're going to have guidelines. For example, where is the biggest volume? Okay. So if this candle has no volume, but this one has all the volume, then you want to anchor it to the one with volume. Okay, some of the lows or the highs will mark a divergence. Okay, so you might want to pull the fib, or you might want to pull the anchor from that divergence, because you'd be thinking to yourself, well, if it really is bullish on this bullish divergence, it should be able to break that blank, right? Or, oh shit, if the bearish divergence really is going to be, it won't go above this VWAP. All right, so we actually went over this yesterday too, Nazar, exclamation YouTube, exclamation highlights, exclamation rewind. But yeah, just like how you can anchor fibs, even like fixed range volume profile, right, Nazar? When would you know, like how do you know which candle to include and which one not to, right? When you do fixed range. So make sure you nerd out on it, Nazar. There are by the book and mathematical reasons too. All right. But look at volume and look at where the divergence might be starting from. Does that make sense, Nazar? You see, you following me at least with the divergence stuff? Like if you see a bull div, you should be able to know, okay, from here to here is the anchor, this is where the div is. And if the bull div is really going to play out, if it's really bullish, then it should be able to not lose this anchor VWAP from this bottom. Or, you know, if it really is bullish, then it should be able to lose the resistance anchor VWAP from the high. So start playing around with it, Nazar, and eventually it's going to click. Just like how I'm sure that in the beginning, maybe you didn't know where to start the fibs from, but eventually you kind of figured it out, right? And Nazar, there is no right or wrong. And so it's just, you know, keep trying, keep taking shots, and you'll eventually get it. All right. And you're more than welcome to show me what you got, and we can compare and contrast too. All right. Let's go, Nazar. So to answer your question, yes, I have a copy trading VIP YouTube stream that I used to have that I'm upgrading and now bring back. If you pay attention to our streams, I will give you the long and entry. All right. But the difference is can you look at the data? All right. So for example, I might say, hey guys, I want a long here. Okay. Now, if there's a hidden bull div right here, because the RSI is downtrending like this, that would be a hidden bull div, right? And on the way back down, all of the open interest is declining, meaning that longs got stopped out. And I have S&P confluence, then that is when you take it. All right. And then let's say that I do get into a long and we're juicing, right? And then immediately I see a $50 million top long. Well, I might close the trade. Now you might not know, oh fuck, there's a $50 million top longer coming in. Our long might be at risk. You're just sitting there. Kimba, are you stopped yet? Are you closing? Let's TP. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following you. Tell me when you're going to close. Okay. What do you mean? I already closed. What? Why did you close your long? Oh my God, I'm going to get round tripped. Ah, you were wrong. Fuck you.
Not enough Latushi.
What do you mean, my guy? There was a $50 million top long. You couldn't see it?
You just said.
You couldn't see it? I have to hold your dick for you while you piss? I got to hold your hand the whole way through? You can't just make decisions on your own? You couldn't see what everybody else can see and make your decision? You'll always be relying on me to analyze the data for you. Okay? And we're never going to be able to tell, oh, fuck, somebody just bottom shorted 50 mil. Oh, fuck, somebody just top longed 50 mil. You're going to have to read the data. Oh, fuck, there's a CVD divergence. All right? So if you're always relying on somebody else to tell you what's going on, you're always going to get fucked. All right? And you'll always blame other people. So as soon as there's two types of traders, you've got trader A and trader B, okay? I might say something, I might say CVD divergence, okay? I might say CVD divergence. Trader A goes, what is that? Kimba, tell me, can you tell me what that is? Trader B immediately goes to Google and YouTube and starts learning, okay? If you know that you're not a good self-learner or a self-teacher, it might be better to like pay somebody to teach you. All right? But if your internal motivation isn't quick, that's what I mean by like make sure you know your competition. You know, and self-honesty and self-awareness is one of the most important things about crypto trading. So start with basic terminology and vocabulary. And then when you hear something that you don't know, hit it up on Google, go to YouTube. Sounds good? So I don't need you to be the best mathematician or the best trader, but I need your best. Okay? So if your work ethic isn't up to par, if you don't know how to outcompete and outwork, then you're gonna have a problem. So start with basic terminology so you can at least follow along. And then if you hear me say something that you don't understand, you can always go to Discord and ask. You can always ask me. And you can always hit up the Googles and the YouTubes. So, sounds good? But as long as I feel like you're here to get down and dirty and you're willing to put in the time and effort, I will do everything I fucking possibly can to help you. All right? I don't know if like, a couple $100 is a big deal to you, but I do giveaways all the time, exclamation giveaway. I've given away $1.7 million so far. Gotta be testnet! All verifiable and quantifiable. But I'll even give away like $600, $700 per person. So I'll help you with funds to start getting trading. I'll help you with info, but I can't do everything for you. And like I said, 90% of your success will be determined by how much time you spend off stream nerding out on your own. All right? So there's gonna be some people that hear what I just said and they're like, fuck, this is a little bit harder than I thought. Some people are gonna be like, yes, this is exactly, this is for me. So it's not easy. A lot of people that are too lazy or too dumb will lose all their money and quit. I challenge each and every one of you guys to not be that guy. Bring your best every day. That's it. And the money will take care of itself. But the reason why you're progressing, Exo Lionis, is because you're actively trying to get better and learn. So if I'm helping, that's awesome. But don't forget to give yourselves credit, because you can't really have success in this game unless you're putting in the work outside of the stream. If you just watch the stream and that's the only thing that you do, you're never gonna juice the fuck up. So if you are juicing up, that means that you're nerding out. That means you're putting time and effort outside, and definitely deserving of credit on your own too. All right. Medi says, I'm at work, you're on the TV. Hey, shout out Medi. Medi, I'm gonna head to the airport. All right, I got a flight to catch. I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving break. I'm still gonna be here tomorrow morning, so I'll be here early tomorrow morning. It'll be a short laptop stream. I'll also be here on Friday. If you haven't gotten caught up yet, make sure you rewind, or you can just wait for the YouTube highlights, but it might be too late at that point. I would love to entertain a short after the single print and the point of control is grabbed. And we'll see if the data presents itself. Again, we're talking about taking a short without all of the shorts getting squeezed, right? Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Make sure you guys are anticipating divergences. All right. Take shots where it makes sense. Put your stop loss at break even. At least we juiced on the ETH, but like Sol, for example, I got stopped out, and so that's okay. There's always another way to re-enter and take a shot. So I think for like Sol, for example, I mean, you guys probably don't even need to hear me say this, but if it comes back to VWAP, I'm probably going to try to take it. So remember, the bigger VWAP is untouched all the way from, 150 or whatever. Okay. But the smaller one does get touched, the intermediate one. So I would take that long if it does come back. But if it is pulling back, I'm sure it'll be tomorrow too. And so we can always talk about this again tomorrow. But this TP is, everybody know where the TP is on this? All right, to the untapped naked point of control, and then sweeping that would be even nice. All right. Insolent says, what do you think about ETH? We've broken down ETH so much, so make sure you get caught up on the highlights, Insolent. We went long live yesterday. A lot of you guys are in this long. Like 180 or 190 lines. I forget what Coiner was saying, but we have a lot of longs. We did this. Insolent says, yeah, I know I'm long with you. You're one of those, huh? Yeah! Let's go! Yeah, man, I mean, it looks good. We're waiting to see 4,000. And then obviously, you know what my expectations on ETH are, right? You're in it too, Stoics? You nasty. You nasty. Yeah! But yeah, I mean, the higher time frame target on ETH would be like 10K, but that's like when Biddy is like at 150, right? Right? Biddy 150, ETH 10K, Sol 500. Yeah. Really, the only thing that I think you have to worry about if you're in the ETH long is what? I'm a big value guy, right? Okay, so just instead of daily candles, if this was 5-minute candle closes, you know that you could look for something like this, and you also know that you're gonna look for something like this, and you also know that you could get something like this. So all eyes, you know, on this level, right? And depending on what kind of structure it forms above value area high, that is going to give us our next sort of levels. It could do this. Let's be real. So stuff to think about, yes. But I mean, that's not going to get you stopped out. So I wouldn't really worry about that too much, right? That's not going to get you stopped out, right? But what would be the more bearish thing would be to do like a failed auction. Peak, lose it, because then if it is really a failed auction, what do you usually look for? The complete opposite side of value. Sounds good? But yeah, I would aim for here, assuming that we can break out of this and turn that bitch into support. That would be nice. I wouldn't short anything here. I bet a lot of people do, but I bet it would be a squeeze. Longers, I'm rooting for you. Shorters, I'm rooting for you. Bulls, bears, we're all lying. Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss.